So what are we talking about here? We're talking about utilizing your guidance system to know what's upstream and what's downstream. We're talking about you using 2 points of vibrational relativity in order to know. Just like the navigational systems in your vehicles, Jerry and Esther have 4 different kinds now. But they all operate on the same premise. The system knows where they are. They program in their desired destination, and then the system gives them turn-by-turn directions of how to get from where they are to where they want to be. The other day, they bought a new system. It's a Garmin. It's their favorite by far. And it's a portable system. They plug it into the cigarette lighter, and it sits on a little sandbag so it can be moved from vehicle to vehicle. So Esther unplugged it from the car and put it in the monster bus as they began to drive. And she programmed Pioneer, which is in the bus, and Garmin, which is the portable system. From where they are, she programmed them to the same destination. So now she says to Jerry, I'm in good hands. You can go back and do whatever you need to do. I have guidance. And off they go. And all of a sudden, she comes to a juncture in the freeways, and Pioneer says, get in the right lane and take this road to the right. And Garmin says, get in the left lane and take this road to the left. And she has them turned up very, very loud. And then she hears Jerry piping in from the back about something. And she says to all of them, I'm not listening to any of you. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Because she realized she was in a sort of critical position. She was in 6 or 7 lanes of traffic. Everyone was driving at breakneck speed. She's 70 feet long, about, moving 70 miles an hour. And she's getting mixed messages about which way to go. It was chaos for a moment, almost a panicked sort of feeling. That feeling of indecision, that feeling of undecidedness, that is a horrible situation to be in. And yet, you put yourself in that situation all day, every day, when you say, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, political party of mine? What do you think, religion of mine? What do you think, ancestor of mine? What do you think, mother of mine, father of mine, partner of mine, peer group pressure of mine? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And if there are 10 of them, they think 10 different things. If there are 20 of them, they think 20 different things. In other words, they're thinking a lot of different things. And if you are trying to listen to the voice that is the loudest, you have an uncomfortable situation going on where all along you have an intuitive gut feeling that if you learn to listen for it, you will not be confused about which way to go. And so we call that using the vibrational relationship between who you are, letting yourself be in this moment, and who you have become. And that's the thing that we most want you to leave this gathering knowing. You didn't come into this physical experience intending to stand in this static place, not evolving or expanding. You knew, in fact, the reason that you came was you knew that the variety would cause you to constantly become more, and that your guidance would then call you toward the more that you had become. So when you have a feeling of unfulfillment, what it means is your life caused you to ask for something that for some reason you're not letting yourself go to. And the majority of the time that you're not allowing yourself to go to it is because somebody has trained that out of you. Your natural impulse is always to follow your bliss. And when you're little, you do that until somebody says to you, it's inappropriate for you to be pleasing yourself all the time. And you want to say, no, it isn't. I'm sure I'm right. They say, no, you are not supposed to please yourself. And in very short order, you learn, because they're bigger than you are, that sometimes it goes better for you initially if you please them. Because most of them are still trying to control the conditions, and they convince you, when you do that, I feel bad, and when you do that, I feel good. So you should do what makes me feel better, which works out all right for you when there's just one of them. But get 2 of them plugged in and trying to give you guidance, it makes you a little crazy, or more, you see. And so then it seems that the only way a little tyke can grow up and feel any reasonable happiness is if his family can get him into a culture where everybody thinks pretty much the same. So he doesn't have these split messages going on. And do you know that's what so many societies are doing? They want to put their children in special schools, and they want to keep their children from being exposed to this, and they want to cloister them. They want to put them into a dark cave where they cannot be exposed to things that might cause them some concern or some confusion. And what we're wanting you to do is to get out into the light and to activate your own guidance system so that you are not afraid But instead, you are confident that under any and all conditions, you can tell which direction to go. Because the call of Source, once you begin to listen to it, is an undeniable call. You'll get so wise that you'll know that Source always calls you toward kind words, never critical words. You'll get so sensitive to the call of Source that when you're hating someone for their color, for their religion, for their whatever, you'll get so sensitive to the call of Source that you'll know, I am violating the very premise from which I was born and to that which I have become. Hatred does not become me, you will discover. When you find fault with yourself, you'll come to know that's me choosing to think about myself in a way that Source never does, and I'm splitting my energy. When you hate someone else, you'll realize I'm finding a thought that Source would never find, and I'm splitting my energy. When you drop bombs in the name of God, no matter which side of the battle you're on, we promise you your energy is split. You never, ever, ever do anything like that from your place of alignment with Source. It's always from your place of disconnection, from your place of fear, from your place of not knowing about the stability of your life experience. When you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and in alignment with that which is Source, everything that comes from you feels good as it comes forth from you. And so, in time, with a little bit of practice, worse, better, worse, better, worse, better, worse, better, you'll get so in sync with the natural rhythm of who you are that you will be able to look at something that is abhorrent in nature, maybe the behavior of your government or someone else's, maybe the behavior of someone in your community, maybe the behavior of someone in your family or in your relationship. And you will be so accustomed to be in alignment with Source that you can see them in their behavior, in their condition that is abhorrent. And you will still be able to see them through the eyes of love because you have discovered what unconditional love really is. Unconditional love is training myself into the rhythm of who I am, rather than responding to the conditions. Unconditional love is tending to my vibration first and then experiencing what law of attraction yields to me as a result of that, rather than looking out into an environment and attempting the impossible, which is to control conditions. You can't control your children, have you noticed? And when you try, they don't like you. And you don't like you either. When you understand that they've got guidance within them, and when you let your dominant intent be to live your life by example, which is to get in the flow of that which you are and be in alignment with that which you are as much as you can. When you set that example for your children, you teach them self-sufficiency. You teach them the only place that they will ever really find freedom and empowerment. You teach them that freedom and empowerment comes from personal alignment, and then they can go out into the world without hating and without altering conditions, and they can live happily ever after, going with the stream, living out the legacy that they set forth even before they were born into this body and that they have added to every waking moment since. We've just given to you the best version that we've ever given of how this all fits together and of who you are. You are Source energy in physical bodies, and life is supposed to be good for you. And if it isn't, it is your doing. Because everything that you are living and everything that you are feeling is about only two factors: how fast your stream is flowing and which way you're pointed in it. And you've got control of both. Your life caused you to make your stream go the speed that it is going. The direction or choices that you are making are what are responsible for the way the stream is carrying you or beating you up. And now you know that. You will never again feel negative emotion and not know the simple truth that it tells you is that you are bucking the current of who you've become. In other words, you are defying something that you have already become, and you just can't do that and feel good. You got to turn and go with the flow. And all day here today, we'll chat with you about how to do that relative to the subjects that are important to you. There is nothing that is off limits here. Every question is eagerly welcomed. You will notice the perfect unfolding. And of course, you're getting the theme of this gathering, aren't you? The art of allowing. The art of allowing myself to go in the direction of that which I truly am. How good is that? So, what do you want to talk about? Some things. Begin right here, yes. You're the one.